Къде си? Всички оставили. Ей,
In London's Covent Garden, 100 years ago, on a rainy afternoon, is where we start our show.
A red professor will shelter from the rain with a common flower girl who he'll soon meet again.
Can he make her a lady? And if he can, then how? Will he change her life for her? We'll find out here and now. We'll find out here and now.
Raining heavily in Covent Garden. Under the entrance to St. Paul's Church, a group of people gathered, shaking the water off their clothes and peering out at the rain.
Where can Freddie be? He's been gone for 20 minutes. I don't know, he must have found the cab by now.
I'm afraid I can't find a taxi.
Oh, Freddie, you didn't try properly. Go and look again.
There aren't any cabs, they tell you. The rain came on suddenly and everybody wants to take a cab.
Don't be silly, Freddie. Go and look again and don't come back until you found me.
Oh, very well. I'll go.
Ow! Freddie! Look where you're going, won't you?
Sorry.
Excuse me, but how do you know myself?
Charlie if I wanted to be friendly.
Really, Mother? What a waste of sixpence. That's enough. Let's step aside and wait for Freddie. Oh, this dreadful weather. When will it stop?
I'm afraid it's getting worse.
Be a gentleman, sir, and buy a flower of a poor girl.
I'm sorry, I haven't any change. Oh, no, wait. Here's 3 pence. You can have that.
You better give him a flower for his money. There's a man here writing down every word you're saying.
There. Who's hurting you, silly girl? What do you take me for?
Don't worry, he ain't a policeman, are you?
Do I look like a policeman? Now tell me, how is life in Chelsea?
How do you know I'm from Chelsea? I'm a fortune teller. Do someone else, where does he come from?
Cheltenham, Harrow, Cambridge, and India.
Quite right. How on earth did you know that?
It's simple phonetics. It's the science of speech. It's my job, but also my hobby.
Really?
Yes, I can tell where anyone comes from by the way they speak.
But can you make a living doing that?
Quite a good one, actually. You see this creature here with her terrible English? In just 3 months, I could pass her off as a duchess.
You ain't serious!
Well, that's very interesting. I'm an expert in Indian dialects myself.
Are you? Have you heard about Colonel Pickering? He wrote a book about Indian dialects.
I am Colonel Pickering. Who are you?
I'm Professor Henry Higgins.
Well, I never. I came to London to meet you.
How wonderful. Come and see me tomorrow. I live at 27A Wimpole Street.
Very well. I look forward to seeing you in the morning.
Buy a flower before you go.
All right. Here you are.
Look at that!
The few coins that Professor Higgins gave the flower girls didn't mean much to him, but they made a huge difference to her. It's important to help people who have led them through.
There are people in the world who live out on the street, who can't afford warm clothes to wear or decent food to eat. Try to lend a helping hand to those with less than you. Spare a moment, spare a coin.
It's the least you can do. It's the least you can do.
There are people in the world who shiver in the cold, who go through all life's problems without a hand to hold. Try to lend a helping hand to those with less than you. Spare a moment, spare a coin.
It's the least you can do. It's the least you can do.
Colonel Pickering visited Professor Higgins the next day. The two men sat at Higgin's study and discussed the wide variety of Indian dialects.
Excuse me, Professor Higgins. There is a young woman here to see you, sir. She's a very common girl.
I see. Does she have an interesting accent?
Oh, it's dreadful, sir.
Very well. Send her in. This is lucky. Now I will show you how I make records of people's voices.
This is the young lady, sir.
Oh, no! This is the girl I met last night. I've already written about her accent. Get out, girl. I don't want you here.
Don't you be so rude to me! You ain't heard why I come here yet. I'm come to have lessons, I am.
Pickering, shall I ask her to sit down, or shall we throw her out?
Do sit down. Now tell us, what is it you want?
I want to be a lady. He said he could make me one, so here I am, ready to pay for lessons.
What's your name?
Eliza Vladikov.
How much do you intend to pay me for the lessons?
Well, I ain't paying much to learn my own language, so I won't give more than a shilling. Take it or leave it.
A shilling? Do you know, Pickering, that the shilling is about 40% of her daily income? That is 60 pounds of a millionaire's daily income.
60 pounds? I never said anything about 60 pounds. I ain't got 60 pounds.
Oh, please be quiet and take this to Nice.
Higgins, I have an idea. You're the greatest teacher alive. Do you think you can turn this girl into a lady in time for the ambassador's party?
I don't know.
I'll bet you all the expenses of the experiment you can't do it, and I'll pay for the lessons.
You're a real gentleman.
This is certainly an interesting experiment. She's so very common, so very dirty.
I ain't dirty. I wash my hands and face before I come. I did.
I shall do it, Pickering. Yes, in just 6 months I will make people believe she's a duchess.
Wonderful.
Mrs. Pierce?
I haven't got anywhere to put her, sir.
Then put her in the dustbin.
You're no gentleman, you're not. I won't stay here if I don't like it. I'm a good girl. I am.
Oh, Professor Higgins, you can't do this. You don't know anything about this girl. She may be married.
Married? Who'd marry me?
My word, Eliza, there will be a queue of men waiting to marry you by the time I finish with you.
Oh, do be sensible, Professor. You must think about what will happen to this girl.
What do you mean, Mrs. Pierce?
Well, are you going to pay her wages? And where will she go when you finish your experiment?
After I finish with her, she can go anywhere she wants and do anything she wants.
Exactly, she will be a lady. What do you think of that, Miss Doolittle?
Well,
In the next 6 months, you will stay with me and learn how to speak beautifully. Then we will go to the ambassador's ball. If you pass off as a lady, you will start life as a lady in the flower shop. What do you think?
I think you'd better let me speak to the girl in private.
Very well, Mrs. Pierce. Take her to the bathroom and bring her up.
you're a bully, you are. I won't stay here if I don't like it. I'm a good girl. I am.
Professor Higgins and Colonel Pickering were sitting by the fire when Mrs. Pierce returned to the room.
Sir, I'm afraid we have another problem now. There is a Mr. Doolittle here to see you. He says you have his daughter.
Very well, send the man in.
Mr. Doolittle, sir?
Professor Higgins,
Here, do sit down.
I come about a very serious matter. I want my daughter.
Well, I'm not going to keep your daughter for you. Take her away. How dare you come to my home and try to blackmail me?
Blackmail you? What are you talking about?
You sent her here on purpose. You want money. I shall call the police.
No, hold on. I never said nothing about money.
Then what else have you come for? Do go on with your story.
Well, Eliza sent a boy for her things, and I met him on the street. He told me where she was, so I come here to see what was going on.
Well, you can take her away now.
No, hold on. I need to... I can see that you're a gentleman.
Oh, can you?
Yes, and I'm sure that we can come to an arrangement. After all, what's £5 to you? And what is Eliza to me?
You mean you would sell your daughter to us? Have you no morals?
I can't afford more, nor could you, if you were as poor as me. Morals are for the rich.
We shall give the man £5, Pickering, and we shall write to Professor Wonnefeller.
Professor Wonnefeller, the famous professor of morality.
Exactly. We shall write to him that if he ever wants a man to speak for morality amongst the poor, he should send for Mr. Alfred Doolittle.
No, don't mix me up. I just want £5. I ain't asked for nothing more.
Then here you are. Are you sure you don't want more? I can give you £10 if you like.
No, £10 is too much. £5 is all I want. I'd better go now. Thank you, sir. Excuse me, miss.
Blimey! Don't you know your own daughter?
Well, it's Eliza.
Don't they look silly?
Silly, you look amazing.
Oh, Professor, please don't make the girl conceited about herself.
I'll put my hat on. I'll look all right with my hat on.
I never thought that she'd be as good looking as this.
You will come regularly to see your daughter, Mr. Doolittle. It's your duty, you know.
Of course I'll come. I can't come this week, though, because I have a job out of town. But I'll come later. Afternoon, gentlemen.
Don't you believe the old liar? You won't see him again in a hurry.
I don't want to see him again, Eliza, do you?
I don't want never to see him again. I'm going to be a lady now. I should like to tell everyone in my own street what I look like now. I wouldn't speak to them, you know.
Perhaps you should wait until you have more fashionable clothes. Your new things will be here soon.
Besides, you shouldn't be rude with your old friends. You mustn't be a snob.
Don't call them my friends. They laughed at me in the past, and now I'm going to put them in their place.
The new clothes have come for Eliza to try on.
Hooray!
We have taken on a difficult job, Hickory.
We have indeed.
Albert told Eliza Professor Higgin's for 5 pounds. Perhaps the man didn't realize that there are some things money just can't buy.
Money can buy many things, racing cars and diamond rings, yachts that sail and jets that fly. But there are things it cannot buy. But there are things it cannot buy. Money can't buy love, it's true. It can't make people care for you. There are some comforts it can bring.
But money isn't everything. But money isn't everything.
Money can buy fine attire, homes that people will admire, delicious food of every sort. But certain things just can't be bought. But certain things just can't be bought. Money can't buy love, it's true. It can't make people care for you. There are some comforts it can bring.
But money isn't everything. But money isn't everything.
Four months passed. Eliza worked with Professor Higginс for hours every day, learning to speak the English language the way a lady would speak.
Your vowels sound terrible. Try harder.
But I am trying. This is the best I can do.
Oh, no, no. What am I to do with you?
It was hard work, and Eliza often became frustrated and angry. However, one day, Professor Higgins decided to test Eliza by introducing her to some upper-class people at his mother's house.
Good afternoon, Mother.
What are you doing here, Henry? You know this is the day when I invite people to tea, and you offend all my friends.
Nonsense.
You do. You say the wrong things to them, and then they never want to visit me again.
I'm sorry, Mother. You know that I'm not good at small talk. Anyway, there is a girl I want you and your friends to meet.
Oh, Henry, do you mean that you've fallen in love at last?
No, no. I have not fallen in love. This girl is a project.
Project?
She's a common flower girl. I picked her off the street and I'm teaching her to speak as a lady.
Oh, Henry.
Don't worry, Mother. I've taught her to speak properly and to talk about the weather and anybody's health. It will be quite safe.
You say she speaks properly now?
Her English is almost as good as your French.
This is satisfactory.
Well, it is and it isn't.
What does that mean?
Well, she pronounces all the words properly. The trouble is you must think not about how a girl pronounces words, but also what words she pronounces.
What do you mean, Henry?
Your guests are here, Mrs. Higgins.
Show them in. Now, Henry, be nice.
Good afternoon. How do you do?
How do you do? This is my son, Henry.
How do you do?
How do you do? Thanks, Eliza. What on earth are we going to talk about until she comes? What on earth do I know of philosophy or poetry?
Or manners, Henry? Miss Eliza Doolittle. She looks quite impressive, doesn't she?
She's stunning.
Ah, Mother, this is Eliza.
How do you do? How do you do? This is Mrs. Saint-Fortune, her daughter Clara, and her son Freddie. How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Will it rain? Do you think?
There is no great change in the biological situation. What's wrong with that young man? I bet I got it right.
I thought it was ago. Our whole family suffered from influenza when it was cold.
My aunt died of influenza. If you ask me, they did the old woman in.
If her age, what do you mean, my dear?
It's the new slang. It means to kill someone.
Do you mean that you think someone killed your aunt?
She was as strong as a horse. Ain't no way she died of influenza. Not her.
Oh, that's terribly funny.
What are you laughing at? I haven't said anything funny, have I?
Even if Frank, you do it so well.
I really must go, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, I really don't think I'm managing this one. Oh, Mother, people will change all the questions. Don't get used to it. It's time for us to go now. We have another home to visit this afternoon.
It's been a pleasure. Do visit me again in one of my home days, and Freddie, you are welcome to meet Miss Doolittle here again.
Thank you, madam.
And Clara, make sure you try out the new slang at the next home you visit.
Oh, we will. It's such fun.
Well, Mother, what do you think? Is Eliza a lady?
You silly boy, of course she's not a lady.
Why ever not?
Well, she's beautiful, and her pronunciation is perfect, but every word that comes out of her mouth shows that she's still a common flower girl.
Do you think we can do something about her language?
Not while Henry's her teacher. His language is hardly a good example.
Well, perhaps you're right.
Now, you two, I want you to tell me how exactly the things are at Wimpole Street.
Oh, I have moved there. Henry and I are working together on Indian dialects.
Yes, I know all that, but where does the girl live?
Well, she lives with us, of course.
I see. But is she a servant? Is she the lady of the house? What is she? Who exactly is Eliza?
I think I know what you mean.
Well, I don't. All I know is that the girl is useful.
Useful?
Yes, she knows where everything is, she makes note of all my appointments, and so on.
Oh dear, don't you realize that when Eliza walked into Wimpole Street, you brought up a problem with her? The problem of what to do with her once you finish your lessons.
Well, that's no problem at all. She can go her own way with all the advantages I have given her.
Advantages? She will have all the manners and habits of a fine lady, but she will not have a fine lady's money. What is she to do?
We'll find her some employment.
Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Higgins. We'll find her something to do.
Well, Mother, we must go.
Yes, we have to prepare Eliza for her visit to the ambassador's party.
The two men only had a few weeks to turn their duties into a proper lady, and they were determined to make the most of the time they had.
You may think you've got time to kill, but don't forget, time won't stand still.
The clock is ticking, seconds past tomorrow always comes too fast. The clock is ticking, seconds past tomorrow always comes too fast. Time is precious, so make haste. Time isn't something you should waste. Every second of every day is yours to use in your own way.
The next moment may be too late.
The minutes keep slipping away, so make the most of every day. The minutes keep slipping away, so make the most of every day. So make haste. Time isn't something you should waste. Every second of every day is yours to use in your own way.
First they arrived. Higgins was about to find out if he would win his bet as he and Colonel Kamali Eliza, the ambassador of
I can't believe my eyes. Look how dashing everyone looks.
Don't forget you're like one of them, Eliza. Do your best to sound like one too.
I will. Please wait till here until we return from the program.
Shall I leave our coats too, Henry? Yes, please, thank you.
Professor, do you remember me?
No, I don't. Who are you?
I'm your pupil. I'm little the Puma. You cannot forget me.
What are you doing here among those important people?
I am an interpreter. I speak 32 languages. I am essential at international parties. You're not upstairs by your excellency, sir. It was so nice to see you again after all these years, Professor. We'll talk later.
This fellow really an expert. Think he find Eliza out and blackmail her.
We shall see. If he finds out, I'll lose my bet.
Rightfully, it is like my first time in a battle.
It is not the first time for me. I have done this hundreds of times in my dreams. And it's like a dream now too. Promise not to wake me, because I'll speak as I used to. Honored guests, may I present you the ambassador and his wife. May I present Professor Higgins, Colonel Pickering, and Miss Doolittle.
How do you do?
Is that your adopted daughter, Colonel? She will make big impression.
Never find out all about her.
I wonder who this lady is. Have you seen her before?
She looks stunning, doesn't she?
Her English is perfect.
She looks like a real lady.
Let's roll closer.
How do you do?
How do you do? How do you do?
Your English is perfect. You sound exactly like me, Victoria.
Miss Doolittle is a fraud, Your Excellency. She cannot deceive me. She cannot be English.
Oh, nonsense. She speaks English perfectly.
Too perfectly. Only foreigners who have been taught to speak English speak it so well. She is Hungarian and of royal blood, like me.
I say she's a common girl taught to speak by an expert.
I'm really never. She must be a princess at least.
I cannot do this anymore. An old lady has just told me I speak exactly like Queen Victoria. I'm sorry I have lost your bet. I shall never be the same as these people.
You have not lost it, dear. You have won it 10 times over. Now let's get out of here. I've had enough of those fools.
Lady with manners so quaint, Miss Doolittle is.
Oh, Miss Doolittle,
Don't let her fool you, this young lady knows just what she's worth with a heart made of gold.
Believe in yourself, whoever you are, your beauty's within, and not from afar.
Be proud of your spot, be daring and bold, and all of your treasures will start to unfold. Lady with manners so quaint, Miss Doolittle is.
Miss Doolittle.
Whichever you choose, the lady or girl, her wisdom's more precious than diamonds and pearls.
Believe in yourself, whoever you are, your beauty's within, and not from afar.
Be proud of your dazzle, your spirit, your style, your special, unique. Now put on a smile.
What a day. First the ambassador's party, then the dinner party, and then the opera.
Yes, but we did it, Pickering. We convinced everybody that Eliza is a lady.
Oh, I can't take any of the praise. You did it all, Higginс. You achieved the impossible. I didn't think you'd really do it, but you did.
Yes, I did, didn't I? Those silly people were really fooled. Thank goodness it's over. It was interesting at first, but then it got incredibly bored.
I was even frightened once or twice because Eliza was doing it so well, better than the real upper class people.
What silly people. Thank goodness I can go to bed without dreading tomorrow.
Well, I think I should turn in too. Good night.
Good night. What on earth have I done with my slippers?
Here are your slippers.
What's the matter? Is there something wrong?
No. There's nothing wrong with you. I won your bet for you, and you're just fine. But what about me?
You won my bet? You? I won it. How dare you follow slippers of me? How on earth do you know what is going to happen to you?
Oh, you don't care. You care more about them slippers.
How dare you? And it's those slippers, not them slippers.
What difference does it make now? Just tell me something. Do my clothes belong to me?
Of course they belong to you. What would Pickering or myself do with them?
I just wanted to be sure. I don't want to be accused of stealing.
Stealing? Who would accuse you of stealing? You shouldn't have said that. It shows lack of sensitivity.
I just wanted to be sure.
Take anything you want except for the jewels. They are higher. Are you satisfied?
This is not higher. This is the one you bought me, but I don't want it anymore. It's all yours.
It really made me lose my temper, Eliza. I'm going to bed. I'll see you in the morning.
You'd better leave a note for Mrs. Spears about the coffee in the morning.
Eliza gathered her things and silently left the house. She had no intention of ever seeing Professor Higgins again. He would certainly be sorry when he found out that he had done it.
Take a look around you now. What matters most to you?
Is there someone in your life whose love is always true?
So then you are lucky. You should thank the stars above and make sure you appreciate that person and the love. We all need someone to love, to help us through each day. So when you find that someone, don't let them slip away. Show them you are somebody they can depend upon.
For you don't know what you've got until you realize it's gone.
There are people who you love and people who love you.
Show them that you love them in everything you do.
take them for granted. Always let them know you care. We all need someone to love, to help us through each day. So when you find that someone, don't let them slip away. Show them you are somebody they can depend upon. For you don't know what you've got until you realize it's gone.
Look, Mother, a terrible thing has happened.
Oh dear, what is it?
Eliza has disappeared.
Well, perhaps you upset her.
Of course I didn't. She just left without any explanation. What am I to do?
There's nothing you can do. The girl has a right to leave if she chooses.
But I don't know where anything is. I don't know where any of my appointments are. I'm in a mess without Eliza.
There's no luck with the police, Henry. They only make things more complicated.
And you call the police? As if Eliza were a lost umbrella. You have no more sense than two children.
There's Mr. Jordan here to see you because he was sent here from Maple Street.
Do you mean the dustman?
Oh no, sir. This Mr. Jordan is a gentleman.
Show him in.
Mr. Alfred Jordan, madam.
Look at this. See what you've done? You ruined me. You destroyed my happiness.
What on earth are you talking about?
Did you or did you not go to Professor Wonderful and tell him to contact?
Well, I did, but what does it matter now? The man died last month.
Yes, and he only gone and left me 3,000 pounds a year in his will.
Really?
Yes. Yes, and he said I was the greatest moralist there ever was.
What's wrong with that?
I used to be happy. When I needed money, I asked other people. Same as I asked you.
Well, now you have your own money.
That's great. Now you can support Eliza too.
Nonsense. I gave the man £5 for Eliza. She is mine, and I shall support her. If I only knew where she was.
If you really want to know where she is, she's upstairs.
Upstairs, right?
Wait a minute, Henry. You need to listen to very carefully to what I am about to say.
Oh, very well. What is it?
Eliza came to me this morning. She told me the terrible way you two treated her.
What? That's nonsense.
He's right, Mrs. Higgins. We were certainly not unkind to Eliza last night. Higgins, did you bully her after I went to bed?
No, she bullied me. She threw my slippers at me.
Why would she do a thing like that?
I will tell you why. Eliza worked very hard for you, and yet you didn't give her one word of praise.
Well, perhaps we were a little thoughtless. She's very angry.
She won't go back to Maple Street.
Oh dear.
But if you promise to behave yourselves, I shall ask her to come down and talk to you.
Of course we'll behave ourselves.
Henry?
All right.
Tell Miss Doolittle to come downstairs.
I'll go out in the garden. She don't want so many people to be looking like this. Not just yet.
Louise.
How do you do? Professor Higginс? How do you do, Colonel Pickering?
Eliza, you look like a true lady.
I'm chill this morning, isn't it?
Don't you dare play this game on me. I taught it to you, and you can't fool me. Now take your things and come home.
Anyone can learn to speak and dress properly, but the true difference between a lady and a common flower girl is how she's treated.
How she is treated.
Yes, to you, I shall always be a flower girl, because you always treat me like one, and always will.
I do not.
But to Colonel Pickering, I shall always be a lady, because he always treats me like one, and always will.
But will you forgive Higginson and come back?
He only wants me back to pick up his slippers and fetch and carry for him.
I don't want you back at all.
Very well, I can do without you. I'll marry Freddie Ainsford Hills. He writes to me 2 or 3 times a day. He truly loves me.
That young fool who cannot find himself a job even as an errand boy. Well, how will you live?
I'll go and be a teacher.
Oh, really? And what will you teach?
I'll teach what you taught me. I'll teach phonetics.
I like you like this, Eliza. You're full of strength. I've really made you into a woman after all. By the way, there are some things I want you to buy for me.
Honestly, Professor, I cannot imagine what you're to do without me.
I should be uneasy about the 2 of you if Eliza wasn't in front of the Colonel.
Pickering? Nonsense. She's going to marry Freddie. Freddie.
Уважаеми гости, гледате пиесата Пигмалион от Джордж Бърнард Шоу, адаптирана за ученици в изпълнение на театралното студио на английски език в гимназията с преподаване на чужди езици Йордан Радичков.
Нека да аплодираме танцовия състав с участници. Йоана Йорданова, 8 А клас.
Ивона Тодорова, 8 А клас.
Илина Стайкова, 8 Б клас.
Виктория Велизарова, 8 Б клас.
Анна Гергова, 8 Б клас.
Михаела Бойданова, 8 Г клас.
Мария Марянова, 8 Г клас.
Елена Трифонова, 8 Г клас.
Ванеса Миткова, 9 Б клас.
Славяна Иванова, 9 Б клас.
Петя Тихомирова, 11 Г клас. Бала, Ивана Виткова, 8 Г клас, Карина Петрова, 8 Г клас и случайно младач Георги Петалов, 8 Г.
Икономка Ваня Недялкова, 8 А клас и госпожица Пирс Михаела Михова, 10 Б клас.
Посланика и неговата съпруга Георги Сергеев и Амелия Алексиева от 8 Б клас и техния до 8 Б.
Госпожа Ейнсфорд Хил, Виктория Христова от 8 Б клас, Клара Ейнсфорд Хил, София Хайцарска, 8 А клас и Фреди Ейнсфорд Хил, Павел Витков, 9 Б клас.
Столител Михаил Цветанов, 10 Г клас и госпожа Хигинс Румяна Ромеова, 10 Б клас.
Да аплодираме и главните герои на пиесата. Полковник Пикаринг Кирил Иванов, 10 А клас, професор